Okay, cool. So let's start with the new video, Prime Minister of Rock and Roll. It was filmed in the Fuck Cancer Festival in March 2020. So how does it feel to see that video now? Because right after that, well, all gigs are cancelled.
Um, it's with mixed emotions, I would say. I don't know about you, but
Well, yeah, just as you said, it was the last time that we were playing on an actual stage in front of a real audience, a large audience. So I get mixed feelings watching it. Like the filmer, he did an amazing job in editing and filming and everything. So I love the video. It just feels kind of sad.
yeah, absolutely.
Not having this opportunity for this long.
So why was this gig originally chosen? Now it was kind of lucky that you chose that concert as the last before Corona.
Yeah, yeah. It was just could have happened. We had more festival shows planned throughout the day, throughout the year. So we could have might as well chosen a different one, which would have been cancelled eventually. So yeah, we were lucky.
Yeah, so how has the reaction been to this video? People seeing you live?
Pretty good. I was thinking that maybe some people would say, "Oh, it's different than the other videos because we've got all that live footage in there." But most people just said the same thing, like what they said about the other videos, like, those videos are great. But yeah, the responses are pretty damn good. Yeah.
Okay, well, I heard your lives have been described as legendary by some. So, how has this Corona time been for you? You know, a band who loves to play live.
I found it really hard not to be able to play on stage. It was really, especially since we were touring a lot in the last years. There was barely a week without a show, so it just went to a full stop, like in this. So it was really hard, but I have to say, after a while, I got used to it, and I got used to being able to do other stuff that I have never had the time to do before, like go on extended vacations, for example, and like enjoy the summer
Yeah.
in a different way. That was like seeing the good things in a bad situation, I guess.
Okay, this might be a little twisting the knife in the wound, but what do you think makes your concerts such an experience?
I think I think it's the reason why our concerts are. I don't think they're that much different from other bands who pour their heart into what they do, and that is pretty much why I like the concerts so much, because we are very, very grateful that we get the chance to be on stage every time we play, anywhere we play, because there are so many awesome bands out there, and every time we get the chance to play somewhere and there's an audience who likes what we do, um, you can sometimes during a concert see me go like this, because it's just to me, it's just, I really don't get it why people like us so much, because we just have fun all the time, and somehow people like that, and
it's a great feeling to connect to the audience
Yeah.
in this way. It's just amazing.
Yeah. So we always have fun on stage. Like the most fun that we have when we're together with the band is being on stage. That's why we do all this stuff that we do. It's so much. It gives you so much altogether.
Yeah, that might be the reason then. So, okay, now on to the Power to Power album, which was released just in the end of August now. So, what are your own thoughts on the album now that it's fresh out?
We're proud, first of all, because it's been a struggle to do that album. We started recording the album shortly after we released our second album, Laserhead.
That was in the year 2017, so we've been working on it for like 3 years now.
Yeah, and we had step backs every now and then. We had personal changes in the band, and then we had problems with
the recording,
with people being sick, and so on and so forth. And there were always some kind of step backs, and we kept pushing. and now we've finally brought this project to an end, which I can say for me is very satisfying. And yeah,
for one reason that we got done with the album finally, but on the other hand, I really like the album as well.
Yeah, of course.
I think it's not like one of those albums that you put into your player and listen to it and you fall in love with it instantly. It's not like that. It takes a little bit to get used to the different styles of the songs that we do. It's not all glam metal, it's not all power metal. It's like a mixture of all of this, and you can hear that in the songs. So it takes a while, but after that while, you will never want to stop listening to it. At least that's the way I feel.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you said that there were some hardships in the recording and making of this album, and it's well, it's not the easiest time to also publish an album. So, well, how is it to publish an album in these times?
It's better than I expected.
I think we got lucky that we released it this late into this whole pandemic thing, because if we were to release it in, let's say, beginning of May or something, we wouldn't even have been able to do our release parties, which we could do this way. But still,
I'd say I was very, very worried in the beginning that we wouldn't have any impact on the scene or on our fans with that album, because nobody would care anymore at this point. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and we had the chance to play some streaming concerts throughout the year, and we had the chance to play some actual shows with strict Corona restrictions in the venues. Still, we were able to do something to keep us in the head of the people. So there's one thing. On the other hand, we are working together with a label that I really like. I like the people there. They are working very hard for that. So they also worked a lot to get our album as much noticed as possible. And
they got us like tons of reviews.
Yeah, reviews and articles and stuff like that in different papers like Metal Hammer or Pulp Magazine. And that's why I think it's a difficult situation, but we made the best out of it, which pretty much suits the whole album, because we were all the time dealing with difficult and demanding situations, and in the end it came out quite well. And now I think we did the best we could. That's what we always do.
You mentioned that the album requires a bit of time and listening. So what are your personal favorites from the album?
It changes, to be honest.
That's
at the moment.
I would say I like Blind Man's Rain. I like it a lot because it's got like a special groove to it that really gets in my head, and we have a guest guitarist, Ferdi Dörnberg, who's also playing keyboards for Axel Rudi-Pell. And he did an awesome slide guitar solo on that one that I really love. And I like Prime Minister of Rock and Roll, which we talked about before, because that is like one of the oldest songs that we have. It was like one of the first songs, the first lyrics that I ever wrote for any kind of music project. It was before Night Laser even, that we wrote that one. So right now I think it will be those two. Prime Minister maybe because the video just came out.
And I think my own personal favorite at the moment would be Satao, because I really love the harmonies and the backing vocals and the melody of the tune itself. It's got this really cool vibe to it.
And it's power metal as well.
It's power metal, yeah.
Okay, as said, uncertain times, but if everything goes according to plans, what does the rest of this year and maybe 2021 hold for Night Laser?
We do have another show, which is supposed to take place on the 27th of November, I think.
I guess so, yeah.
We did have other shows planned, which got cancelled, of course, but this is up to now has not been cancelled, and we're really looking forward to that. And apart from that, we're pretty much putting all our time into songwriting because we have big plans for the next year. We want to go back to the studio, record the next album. Yeah.
And if everything goes according to the plans, we will be able, hopefully, to play concerts again next year. So we said to ourselves, now is the time to do the writing, because next year we will be on the road every weekend and we'll be playing festivals the whole summer through, which we had planned for this year. We have 30 festivals planned for this year, 65 concerts altogether. And now that all is being postponed to next year. And maybe there's even more coming up. We have a tour, a Nightliner tour together with Divicious for 11 days. We have a tour with Kikamora from England coming over in October. Hopefully that all will happen. And that would mean that we won't have much time for songwriting next year. So we'll do it now.
Yeah, what do you think when finally at some point the concerts get back to normal? So will it affect how concerts are, or people be like super crazy getting back to concerts, or do you think this will have an effect?
I think that is exactly what will happen.
We can talk a little bit about what we already experienced. It was when we did the first live concert it was like, we had the last one that we talked about already was on the 7th of March, and then we had the next real live concert on the 14th of August, which is about half a year later. And
of July.
Of July, no, August.
No, August. Yeah,
August,
you're right.
Yeah. And I got the feeling that on both sides of the stage, us up on the stage and the people in front of the stage, everybody was so desperately hungry for heavy metal and for this raw energy of live music. You have to imagine, like, this is a venue that we played where usually about 1,000 people would fit in, and they had tables everywhere in the hall, so that about 100 people would only go into that hall, and still they were so loud and they were crazy, and I had goosebumps, and I felt moved like I haven't felt moved in a long time at a concert. That was really crazy. And I think once this all really gets going and you can be in front of a larger crowd for a festival, for example, it's going to blow everyone's mind, hopefully.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much, and all the best.
Thank you too. It was a pleasure.